Oh,
All right, I see it's over there.
I guess I should turn on to see if we. Hey, Joel, why? You may be asking, why am I playing music today?
Keith, I'm going to ask you a question. I need an honest response. Why are you playing music?
Well, I am playing Katrina and the Waves, "Walking on Sunshine," because you know what?
What?
I am so giddily happy today, Joel, to be on the show. I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa. Well, that's my comedy input for the day. Hey, you know, Joel, in this world of craziness, third rock from the sun, I'm really glad we have this time, this little oasis of silliness Saturday mornings to get us going. So, what do you say? We grab a cup of coffee. Do we have people on? Birdworks is on. I tell you what, Birdworks is going to get a T-shirt. I think he's our
Nice,
number one.
Once we can start having
guest lately. So I'm ready. You ready, Joel?
I am ready to go.
Yeah, let's grab a cup of coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back, relax. It's just going to be a silly show, but let's do it.
From the Somerset Studios in Westchester, Pennsylvania, it's Smacky Jack Live with your co-hosts Keith and Joel Slenderman.
All right, we are on, Brother Keith. We are on.
Yeah, the reason why I played that this morning because I went outside and it's beautiful.
It is a nice day out today.
We've had so much rain lately and hot, and it's been soup the last couple of nights, and it's just beautiful this morning. So, hey, Joel, what's going on? I look extra like pale. Is it?
I am pale.
Huh?
I'm pale. Is that what you're saying?
No, I look pale.
Oh, you look pale.
A little washed out. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
You look good. You got a lot of light there. As I was saying earlier, Keith, I went to Home Depot and I got some lights. So I got, those clip-on lights you can get with the big plate.
Yeah, for working. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got 3 of them.
Yeah, they work good.
And I got 100-watt lights to put in there, fluorescent lights.
Right.
And then I also have my old light behind me shining on the wall to wash out some of the shadows.
Yeah, it's real bright, Joel. You kind of you have an aura about you today.
So I'm hoping you can see me just a little bit.
Yeah.
All my other lights here, I still have them on, plus my 2 windows just weren't really cutting it. Keith, what color is my shirt?
Looks to me like a bluish gray, like blue.
Is it like almost like an Eagles color or something?
No, light. Well, maybe when they're playing home, a light color of that. Yeah, it's like that bluish green.
Which is really strange because the color of my shirt is my bright green. Remember the T-shirt I bought last year? It was a bright green shirt.
Yeah,
we have it in one of our. I wore it in one of our reviews that we did last year. So these lights are kind of washing it out a little bit.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, the shirt I have, it's the one you gave me. It's a little purplish, and yours looks kind of same value. It's a little bit different color, but it's definitely not bright green. That's for
interesting.
Hey, Jim. Now I got a whole bunch of people on my phone, right? But the live comments, I've only got a couple people here. Why is that, Joel?
You got a bunch of people on your phone,
right on the phone. Commenting. Myron's on, Linda's on. Jim's on, but he's on the other thing too.
Well, we're going to make a request here. If you're, let us know where you're coming in from. Number one.
Yes, that's a good idea.
And secondly, where did you find us? Are you on our or my personal page, or you're on YouTube, or did you come from the Delaware County group page?
Okay.
Just kind of trying to figure out which one of those is best. Now, obviously, probably my personal profile page is where most people are coming. Morning, Linda, and our YouTube channel. But just curious, when people come from other sources, where they're coming in from. All right, Keith, brother Keith, there is so much going on in our country these days. You with me?
I am with you 100%, Joel. Yes.
There's so much going on in our country these days.
Yeah.
Not necessarily much of it's really that good that we're hearing about.
No, not a whole lot of good right now.
But I thought that we would skip over some of the current events because you can get so much of that on the newscast. But Keith, I did want to talk about face masks.
Yes, let's do that.
Let me hear what your thoughts are on why face masks are such a divisive issue. Okay, what do you think about that?
Well, I don't know why they're a divisive issue because we got two different camps in this country that they've become so extreme. And I don't know why for face masks anyway. I have a business, I'm self-employed and I haven't made a cent in the last 3 months. Luckily I have a part-time job and I'm too small a company to get any kind of aid. So, but having said that, my part-time job, the store I was working at, prior to this whole shutdown, we were a little lax on wearing our masks. So in that store, out of it's got to be 14 people working up there by now. 8, at least from what I last heard, there are 8 positive cases of COVID.
Now this is where you're not working now.
This is where I'm currently not working. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just so we all know that. Yeah.
Probably not supposed to be saying anything about it because everybody likes to be hush hush, but only people that know me know where I work. I'm just setting out a point that masks do work. Where I am now, we have a couple people that are, I like to call them a little crazy, a little paranoid, and we have a smaller group, but we have been fine. We have been diligent about wearing our masks. A customer comes up to the door to pick up, go get your mask. And it's funny, a lot of them are older too. And I can picture mom and dad, I'm not wearing that darn thing.
Right.
But I went into Westchester a couple times last week to get dinner, and I was blown away by the amount of people that weren't wearing masks. And these were all millennials, I guess. Young people, couple people with baby carriages pushing. Couples. Couples live together. It doesn't really matter, but they're walking past other couples. Westchester's a small town. The streets, the sidewalks are small, and maybe 2 or 3 people, both out of the both times I was in, were wearing masks. And I'm just worried, and I'm not that kind of a paranoid kind of person, but I'm worried about, a couple of weeks from now, especially coming back from Memorial Day weekend, what's going to happen. And I have, earlier on, I wasn't as diligent about this, but I've been lucky not to get sick. So when I go out, I wear my mask. Pretty simple. Who cares what you look like? You don't have to shave.
To get sick is what you said?
I'm sorry, what's that? I've been lucky enough not to get sick.
Oh, okay. Just clarifying that.
Yes. So I am I'm pro, and I can't understand the people that think they're immune to it. Nobody's immune to it. Young or old, right. They said to begin with the old, but the young, and a couple of kids have died. So I don't know. I think it's crazy.
I just don't understand it. Although we're seeing some comments here. Let's see here. Trump made it a political issue, and I think an invasion of your rights. I'm not. And I hear what you're saying, Linda. That's what people are saying. I just don't. Does this mean we're not going to stop at a stop sign anymore? Is it
exactly
going to stop at red lights and
right.
just kind of plow right through all that because that's an invasion of our rights, correct?
Yes, it is. Yeah, good point, Joel.
The social norms. You can't tell me when to stop driving my car. I just don't understand that. But I will say. And again, there's plenty of blame to go around. But since there was a comment made about Trump, what would have happened if he just put on his mask? Like he just said, you know what, I'm going to wear my mask.
Yep.
What would the country be like right now if he just put on that little piece of fabric
without any personality change or anything? That
exactly.
Yep.
Just put it on and be done with it. But Anyway, okay. So of course, Keith, I have a little presentation to go with this particular conversation about wearing masks, and this is all we're going to talk about as far as this type of thing. But it's just been kind of stirring in my mind about why are the masks such an issue in this country? I just can't understand it. All right, so let's go to my screen share here. See if I can find it again and stop that one. Let's do another one. Chrome tab, Google Slides, and let's share that. All right, can you see this, Keith?
Yes, I can. Yep.
Okay. So this is just a little, we've all seen this before, but if you look up in the upper left here, very high risk of infection. So this lady here is coughing, sneezing, and this boy here, this gentleman, has absolutely nothing on. Neither one of them have a mask. Very high risk of infection. Okay, the next one over here. Let's go over here. High risk of infection if this person is coughing, sneezing, and this person has a mask on. Over here, she's wearing a mask, medium risk, and then over on this side, both people are wearing a mask, low risk of an infection. Because what the scientists and doctors are telling us now, that most of this comes through airborne particles, and the picking up with your hands and objects and so forth is becoming less. They're discovering it's less of a conveyor of the virus. Right.
It's harder to get off the surfaces than they originally thought. Yes.
Right. So yesterday in our Zoom meeting, I said we now have permission to pick our nose again, but that's completely different. That's different. But anyway, of course, you want to be washing your hands and sanitizing, not touching your face, but they're learning that that's not the highest risk there of spreading, right? So my next slide here, Keith, is just, the companies that, the countries that don't wear masks compared to the ones that do wear masks and have really buttoned down and so forth. You can see where the U.S. is there. Can you see there?
Yes.
U.S. is at the, let me see if I can make this sharing just a little bit bigger. We'll do it this way.
There you go.
So, U.S. is way at the top there because we just can't get together on putting a piece of fabric over our face when we go outside. And I'll say this, I don't put it on every time I go out. When I go out for a run, I don't put it on. Because number one, nobody's around me. Number two, I've read the reports where when somebody runs by you, the chances of picking it up from somebody who's running by you is so minimal. It's not even, it's hardly possible.
Okay.
They would have to literally cough and sneeze right in your face as they're running by. And then you would have to inhale it. The scenario would have to be perfect for you to catch it in that situation. But anyway, regardless, I normally run when nobody's around. So that's, my point here is if we just wear a mask.
Yes. Yeah. It's pretty doggone simple. When I first had to put it on and I went to the supermarket, it's like, man, I feel like an idiot because there were some people that were wearing them, some people weren't. But we have people, like I said, right now at the wine store, they got to come up to the door and then we get them their stuff. But the amount of people that come up because they don't have it in their car and they're just not thinking, it's like, well, they're interacting with another human being. It's just, everybody's wearing it, so everybody looks this, there was this big thing about people not being able to get to the hairstylist a little while ago, well, I look like an idiot. I was doing the house party with Linda and Brad, Joel, last week. And I look just like Monk. When you used to go over to his apartment, his hair was all over. That's the way I look like now. Yeah. So, but everybody looks like that. So, it's the very least you can do is just, and then you're actually seeing some really neat mask, ideas for things. So,
Same people not wearing a mask because they aren't afraid of the virus, or the same people who carry a gun into the grocery store because they say they fear for their lives. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep. That's
Okay. So
anyway,
folks, I just had to kind of bring that point up because it's mind-boggling. And you mentioned mom I could imagine mom, trying to get the string over her ear.
Oh, yeah.
this darn thing, and she'd probably have it around her chin.
Yep. Yep. Yeah,
That's
so
just the way
they
mom
wouldn't
was.
be happy about it, but for the most part, mom stayed home, and nowadays we can't seem to stay home. There's a heck of a lot of traffic out there the last couple of weeks. Where's everybody?
Yeah,
else?
it has.
Doors still are open. So
Definitely big growth. Now here's another key for you, not to belabor this point, is as I've said, since I've started running, at school I really haven't been sick, other than just a nagging cough or something like that. I wonder with being home in quarantine, when we do start going back into public, will we be a little bit more susceptible to just those, there's more of a common cold type things. And,
good point.
Just all those immunities that we've built up,
Mm-hmm.
has that fallen down as well? And that's, that's another point that maybe we need to converse on. But
yes, I think going, it's really sink through the summer because it's getting warm out there, and breathing with that thing on it's just,
yeah.
I think we're gonna have to do this for quite some time. So just suck it up and.
Yeah, and based on current events that just happened last night, and for the last few weeks last few days, last few nights with the current event situation that stemmed from Minneapolis, it's best just to stay home, period.
Yeah.
Just don't go out for a number of reasons. So, all right, let's move on, Keith.
Yes. Let's get, we're here for a sunshiny day, and we're going to have a sunshiny day, Joel.
All right. So, Keith, last year, 2 years ago, I bought a pressure washer. And last year, let me share the screen again. Last year, I pressure washed my patio. You might recall that, right? And there was a picture. Let me see if I can get it back in here.
And what happened to your legs there, Joel?
Yeah, well, it gets a little messy when your power.
Yeah.
You can see my patio there, where our patio was really filthy. So this is me last summer with my little electric Greenworks 1600 psi power washer, right? So the other day I thought, let's power wash a little portion of the back of our house. Okay, this is right where our garden hose is, near the porch. If you remember that area, the back of the house there.
Yep.
So when I cleaned off the porch last week, I did just a little bit of the brick, and you can see the left there is green, and the right, I was like, wow, that came up pretty well. So the other day when I got home from school, I thought, let me do a little bit more here. So here are some results of my work. On the left-hand side is before, and on the right-hand side is after.
Very nice, yeah.
So it came up actually pretty well. You have to disregard the really ugly green hose there, which I've had for about 20 years. It would not get clean. I did power wash some of it.
Yeah, it absorbs blackness.
Believe it or not, it's I leave that hose out all the time, all winter long, and it still doesn't leak.
Wow.
All right, so here's another picture of the back there. Now, I have to say, I haven't been thrilled about power washing the house because, number one, you're jetting water, right onto the brick, onto the mortar. You're taking a little bit of that off as you're power washing.
Yeah.
Plus, all that water is falling right to the foundation of the house, right? So you have kind of puddles of water right at your foundation. So I went as quickly as I possibly could. And I was able to get off. See on the left side picture there, Keith, you see the old vines.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I was able to get some of that off, but man, that is tough. So I was able to get some of it off, but I didn't want to dwell on trying to get all that off because there's gallons of water just trying to get it. So I'll have to scrape all that off. Here's another picture.
I did some of this at one time. Actually, I helped Myron with his deck at one time, but that was just, you rip everything off. But I did a couple of houses once, and there is a solution that you, depending on your pressure washer, you can actually, suck it up through your pressure washer.
Yeah, it's like a house cleaner or something.
What's that?
A house cleaner solution or something?
Yeah, or you can actually just spray that on first and let that sit for a little bit. So then you don't have to use quite as much pressure to get the, it kind of starts breaking it down. So, of course, that's another step and all that. So,
yeah, and I have to say that the electric. Let's see if I have another picture here. Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
I also did the outside windowsill. I did the windows, and that's doing the windows is another how much pressure do I want to put on these windows?
Yeah, you don't want water blowing through the.
Yeah, when I go inside, is it going to be over the bookshelf? It's is it going to seep down into the wood and be? But it's only one time. It's not like I'm doing it every day. So so it worked out pretty well. Yeah, there's Big Brother Keith. Make sure I stop.
Good. Very good, Joel. Yeah.
So so the electric power washer, I really like. I've had that for 2 years now. And of course, you have your extra electric wire cord that you have to carry around with you, in addition to the hose.
The hose, right?
And in a project like that, the actual project itself took maybe about an hour and a half to do all that. But it's getting everything set up, getting the garden hose out the electric hose, getting the ladder. It's all these other things. And then once I was done, I did power wash the screens of those windows. And I have to say, I liked power washing the screens. I thought it was probably more gentle on the screen than me scrubbing the screen.
Sure.
Because I missed one screen. I had to scrub it. Fortunately, it was small enough I could put it in the kitchen sink. But I thought, you know what? It was probably more gentle to power wash the screen than it was for me scrubbing it.
So, the electric ones. I remember the one of Myron's I brought down to the house at one time, Joel, and they have. I didn't think the electric ones were going to have enough power to get in and dig up the mold, but they're pretty strong. So and they're light and they're. I was a little weary about the electricity, and the water, but they're. I guess they're all properly sealed and all that kind of stuff. So I would recommend it.
Yeah, I recommend it too because there is a trip switch on the cord itself.
Okay.
Right. So if happens, it would shut off.
Right.
But this is a 1600 psi, and the old one that I had was a gas powered one, and it was also 1600. So it's the same.
Oh, exactly. Okay.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I agree that you can. I mean, they're very light. I store it in the basement. I don't put it in the garage. I keep it in the basement because less bugs. I don't have to worry about it freezing over the winter, and it keeps it clean. So it makes it nice. So, all right, folks. So if
very good.
About a pressure washer, I think that one was less than $100.
And that's another advantage. The gas ones are quite expensive. The kid used to live next to us, work for Home Depot, and he got one for nothing. So anytime I need it, I do around the pool, and it's like carting around a lawnmower to begin with. And I can't remember what he spent for it, but he got a really good deal because he worked there, and it was still expensive. So unless you're a pro, I think the electric one's the way to go. I would
agree. Yeah, if you're a pro, then you probably don't want to be tethered to the outlet. But if you're only using it a couple times a year, then electric's the way to go. All right, Keith, let's keep moving.
All right.
What's the next thing in our agenda, Keith?
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Our next thing. Hey, if you're getting any value through this at all, just remember to smack the like button and like the love button and love the share and the. Is that right?
It was pretty close. That was not necessarily on the agenda, but.
Oh. Hey, I didn't have my glasses on, and that was the biggest thing.
But perfect. The love button.
Joel. And now this is really, I'm really impressed with you, Joel, because I think now that you're doing this, the company Roundup is going to go under within a week.
It's going to go under. Which one?
You like Roundup the way I like to have my morning six pack jog. I mean,
So I used Roundup and not a whole lot, but sparingly to kind of clean things up around the house. So I saw a post come up. It was actually on the Bob & Mill group regarding natural weed killer with vinegar, Epsom salt, and some dish soap. So I thought, you know what? Let me give it a try. So I did. And how about, Keith, I share with everybody. Whoops, add that to the screen. I'll share with everybody the results of my project. So, yeah, what was it? Last Sunday or Monday? I can't remember. I made up this batch of weed killer, and on the left there is a day after I sprayed it, and on the right is 3 days after I sprayed it.
Okay.
So it came up pretty well, didn't it? Let me just get a bigger share here.
Very nice.
Okay. And actually, I think that is actual grass that kind of grew up in our shrub bed.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
The next one, I think this is a dandelion that used to be there.
Oh, well, good.
And
good.
on the left is 1 day after I sprayed it, and on the right is 3 days after I sprayed it.
And dandelions are, if you can get rid of a dandelion like that, you got a good mixture.
Yeah. So again, I'm pretty impressed.
Mhm.
Now these guys here, I think these are, or what are these, violets? Is this a violet, Keith?
I don't know. It does look like it almost looks like a vine.
Yeah, we have them all over the place. But
Yeah.
so on the left is the first day, on the right is the 3rd day. So this one's taken a little bit longer to kill.
Okay.
I might need to spray that one again. And let's see, do I have? And here's just a little bit more here along the house. That was this was after the 1st day, so that's all brown now. And here's the if you want to take a screenshot of this is not my own recipe, but I saw this post and I thought, let's give it a try.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So distilled white vinegar, 5%. Dish soap. I just used the dish soap we had. It doesn't have to be Dawn. And then Epsom salt.
Thanks, Barbara. It is violet.
Okay, good. Yeah, those are hard to kill. But so I mix this up. Now you get a gallon. And of course, on my property, I should probably have like 5 gallons. So it didn't go too far, but I was able to do the front part.
Okay.
Yeah. So
now just this looks to me almost like a cure-all. We're not supposed to inject or ingest this for any kind of virus for us. Is that correct, Joel?
Well, yeah, the word's still out on that. I have not ingested any of it. Instead of taking this, I went ahead and got a glass of water when I was thirsty.
Okay. So you're okay. Okay.
Again, keeping my hands away from my face and washing my hands instead of drinking anything like this. So,
Okay. Great.
All right.
Very good.
Now, I will say, Keith, that in the interim at Home Depot, they had 30% vinegar, which means it's 30% acidic.
Yes, right. That's what killed. Yeah.
So much more potent. So I'm hoping that I can dilute that a little bit, and it will go a little bit further than just the 1 gallon that I had. So again, if you're on the edge about and you've never tried these natural weed killers, try it out. I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, good.
I know that you are proud of me for doing so. And,
well, you got kids, just for the environment, I mean, it's, I think really all that is it messes up the pH of the plane and they can't survive through it. So,
yes,
then
it's right.
Dilutes back into, it's nothing.
And apparently when it rains, it dilutes, right? It kind of disappears. So, yeah.
Very good, Joel. Very good.
Yeah. So good job, Joel, on the natural plant killer there, weed killer. All right, Keith. Shall we move on?
Yes, let's move on.
All right.
Well, I do what I can.
Violet, thank you. All right. Let's move on to.
Yeah, we're running.
Blank slate.
Yeah. Okay.
Little bit of blank slate, folks. We
let's
haven't
do it. 1 or 2 of them.
And then we'll get on the jokes, this day in history.
Yeah.
We'll finish up with blank slate, and we'll be out of here.
Okay.
All right, folks. So again, we have 4 words today, and you are to fill in either the beginning part of the word or the second part of the word, whatever comes to mind.
Okay.
When you see or hear these words. Okay. Come on. All right. You got a pen and paper and pencil?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yes, I am.
Okay. Cool. All right. So get your fingers ready to type. Your first word is. Let's see if I can do this, Keith. Let's do it like this. Light.
Oh.
Light.
Okay.
All right, so that's number one.
Okay.
Number two is, sorry, and I wrote in the word light as well after mine, so I know exactly which one I went with. All right. The next one is show. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
All right. All right, number
I'm already
three.
disappointed in you, Brad.
Number three.
Go
All
ahead.
right. First.
Oh.
First.
First. Oh, that's a tough one.
All right, and number four. Mountain. Mountain. Okay,
All right.
so we'll come back to that in just a few minutes. You ready for some jokes, Keith?
Yeah, sure. Let's do some jokes. Let's get it going.
All right, let's go back here. All right, you got your drum set, it sounds like?
Yes, I do. Yes, I
All
do.
right. Joke number one, and I think these are all computer related here, okay? All computer
Okay.
related. Why was the computer so tired when it got home from the office?
Why?
Because it had a hard drive.
Good. Very good.
Number two, what's the fastest way to crash a computer?
How?
Let an adult use it. That one's for you, Keith.
Yes, it is.
All right, last one. Why were there jumper cables hooked up to Betty's computer?
Why?
She asked her dad to restart it.
No. Very good. Very good.
Right? All right, Keith, what we got for this day in history?
We got just a couple of things. This day in history. Where did she go? I lost her. Hold on a second. Well, Joan of Arc was burned at the stake for tyranny. Not tyranny, heresy. I don't know what heresy is, Joel.
I think we both have it right now.
1536. Henry VIII marries Jane Seymour, his third wife. What happened to Jane? Did she get her head cut off? Can't remember.
Yeah.
And do you remember Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians, Joel?
I do remember, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this day in 1992, Edie Brickell married Paul Simon, and I believe they are still alive. Still alive. Yeah, they're still alive. They're still married.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty good, huh?
That's a rarity.
Yeah, yeah. So, all righty.
All right,
What you
we
got?
back to normal here. Let's
Yes.
do a couple little shout outs here. Linda, good to see you. Lou, great to see you on today. How you doing? See Jim's on still. Patty, yay! Patty's on, yay! Awesome. All right, let's get back to our blank slate answers, and we will be out of here. And everybody
Okay,
can carry
Jane
on
Seymour
with your.
died. Okay, that's the one died, one survived. You kind of okay. Jane Seymour died. All right, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So number one was bright. Is that true? No, number one was light. No, sorry. Number one was light.
Light.
What'd you have, Keith?
I got flash.
Ooh, flashlight. I put
Yeah.
down bright light. And what we got over here? Sunlight. Okay, cool.
Hold on a second, Joel.
What else we have? We have night light, some black light.
Hello.
Hi, I'm a little early.
You're the guy. Okay, well, come on in. I just hold on 1 second.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
white light, and we got sunlight. Hey, Keith.
Yeah, I got.
Get going here.
Well, I have a customer here, so we're gonna have to wrap up in a second.
All right, let's get on to number two.
No.
Are you sure?
No, just
Number two was show, and I put down boat. What'd you have? Keith?
What do we do? What number are we on?
Number 2.
Number 2. I'm on time. What's the question?
Number 2 was show.
Okay, showtime. Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 3 was first.
I've got first lady. I've got.
Okay. I had first date. Nice job.
Okay, good.
And then the last one was mountain.
Mountain music. Give me
Ooh.
some mountain music.
And I had mountain view.
Okay.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you, folks, for playing that awesome game.
2 more.
I think maybe we should move on. Our show apparently went a little bit longer today than we were.
Yeah. Yes. It
Yeah.
always seems to go a little bit longer. So.
When we gab so much, it's time just flies. So
Right.
thank you for joining us today, folks. You want to get us out of here, Keith?
Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna be around next week, Joel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it again next week. Same time, same channel. Thanks very much. And like I said, the craziness, let's try to keep our heads above it. Have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll
All
see
right.
you next
Remember,
week.
you
Deserve a thought of your own.
so learn, laugh, and live. Thanks for tuning in.
See you next time, guys.
Jack. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
All right.
All right, come on up. Just be one more sec. Yeah, I do a little show with my brother
That's great.
in the mornings.